Good day. I've got my August tour coming up here. I've definitely not been posting a lot of all the things I've done, but I think I just like doing the tours instead of all the maintenance videos. So here you go. What I've got, oh, there's an Amazon package. What I got in the front yard is my limelight hydrangeas doing really great. The coleus and orange begonias in planter also looking nice. But my bobos, I have two that are fine because they're brand new from last year, and two that are struggling. And I thought at first it was because maybe they weren't getting enough water here, or like the maple maybe was sucking the water. I don't know. Anyways, it wasn't that. I finally figured it out when Coco was out here. All winter I was letting him pee in the front yard because my side yard door wasn't accessible at the time. And I think he was peeing on these too. Because it's like he comes down, he pees, he goes right back up. So I think that's why they didn't grow. That's my fault. But they're fine. They're leafing out, and this one's dead here, so I'll just cut that off. And down here is dead, and I cut that off already. So they'll probably grow some new shoots, maybe from here, from the base. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Now we had a lot of rain, so I had to actually stake up these guys because they flopped over. We had like significant rain because we've been having rain on and off and it's not been a problem, but we had like torrential rain. So I staked them up a bit to give them some support. They're so big. I'll show you my hand. That's great. Coming through the side yard, I have a new little pool here. Look how cute it is. It's called Like, L-Y-K-K-E. It's pretty thick material, but nothing too crazy. It was kind of expensive. It was over $100 just for like how cute it is for adults. You know, it's got a nice pattern on it. And I don't actually keep it here. I put it on the circle pad at the back over there where the sun hits all day. Yeah, it's nice to have it just to cool off in real quick. All right, I had these two pots. I had one with cucumbers and this one has cherry tomatoes. The cherry tomatoes aren't getting very big, and so they taste very sour. Yeah. And so I don't know if it's the variety. It's called Candyland Red, but they're just like, I don't know. They're okay. They might be like dwarfed because maybe the pot's not big enough. I don't know. But yeah. And then, the cucumber one is gone. And that's because it got the vine borers, you know, that they lay their eggs like right here. And then the larvae bore into the vine. It's like destroying access to water. So all the cucumber leaves just flop and look all wilted, and then you just realize, oh no. So next year I'm gonna have to either put tinfoil at the bottom or just like more than netting because they're kind of small, the flies that do this. So I'll have to put like mesh. And then here I have my second round of strawberries, and I love how I protect it from the birds. I saw a big black bird trying to nibble on some not even completely finished strawberries, but now I see that something else is lifting this so it can get inside, but it didn't eat it, so I don't know what's going on. I feel like this is going to be gone in a day if I don't pick it, so I'm going to pick it and I'm going to let it ripen. Now I'll put that back down because they never let me eat my own fruit, these little critters. All right, I got some Carl Sedum, some Echinacea here, you know, those nice fluffy kinds. They last so long. This is late to bloom because I had Chelsea chopped it, but it's a Veronica Speedwell. This I just moved here because, and there's still some left. It was underneath the Starry Night hardy hibiscus, and so it couldn't get any sun, so I put it here because all of my delphiniums that I put here, the ones that were struggling, just, they're still struggling. Like they're just, like this is a delphinium right here. I don't even know if I'm going to be keeping delphiniums. I'd still have, you know, that blackberry that I planted a long time ago and I got rid of it. It's still suckering, or maybe not suckering, but whatever this is, because the mother plant is gone, but I'm finding these everywhere still. So I do not recommend a blackberry shrub unless it's in like the bush area of your massive yard, and then it'll be okay. And then I've got, yeah, all the other kind of sedums, like Prima Angelina, gray sedum, which has a bluish tinge. And I always forget this one, Dazzleberry. And I am getting a bit of grass growing up through. I knew that was going to happen though, because I didn't really properly prep this area. I had a lot of grass overturned, so the grass just found its way up. I have some Banana Bay hosta and some Pretty in Pink Palminaria, a Carnival heuchera. Both of those are the same. And some Japanese painted fern. And this guy is on its 3rd year and still won't bloom. It is a false hydrangea climbing. And then this climbing hydrangea is finished blooming, and now the blooms are kind of drying up and they're going to crumble down. And I have a First Frost hosta and this beautiful purple heuchera. It does so well in my garden. This one, this berry heuchera, I love it. Regular ostrich fern there, and a this is a Brunnera, and it's Jack Frost. There we go. I was getting mixed up with First Frost over here. First Frost, Jack Frost. And this is a salvia, pink profusion salvia, and it's the 3rd time it's bloomed for me after cutting off spent blooms, and it's its 1st year planted too, so I don't know if that's going to happen again next year, but it's fine. I got a little bit of a peach flamboy, I think, coral bell. Oh yeah, I skipped this. I put this little guy here. So this dianthus, and this is like the area in which I'm trying to grow again, because I did have veggies here last year. Oh, and right there's Midnight Masquerade Penstemon that will grow for me next year. Oh, and this is the clematis that is, it's the type that gets cut back every year. So it dies out and then it starts from the ground, you know? What is that, type 1? It's type 1 or type 3, I can't remember. This is type 2 clematis. And so I keep the vine on that one. So my Starry Night Hardy Hibiscus Rose Mallow got its first bloom yesterday. This is it. This will probably die by the end of the day, and then it gets a brand new one each day. There are so many buds, so I'm very happy. It's very happy. It did get some Japanese beetle damage, but mostly some sort of larvae, you know, those little wormy things on the flip side, and I had to hand pick off each and every one of them or flick them. And it's really annoying because they're underneath, so you can't see them from above, you know? And I missed it because I thought it was Japanese beetles. So I was like, oh no, and I don't see Japanese beetles, who do hang out on top mostly. And I was like, I keep missing them, they must be at night. And then finally when I started flipping them, I was like, oh, it's larvae. So I'll know for next year, it's not the Japanese beetle, it's so much as it is some sort of little wormy. Anyway, it's beautiful, right? Yes, it is. Okay, let's go out to the garden that's actually 3 years old. Okay, let's back up. So the phlox is, you know, the showstopper this time of the season. And we've got Party Girl phlox here. It's got a little pink center. That must be where the party is. And we've got some heuchera down there, and a fire chief thuja is not looking very fiery. I don't know why. It gets a lot of sun here, like 6 hours, maybe 7 hours actually. but maybe just not consistently enough. We have had a lot of rain. I just wish it had more. We've got some Artemisia. Artemisia is all thrown into the mix here, and they self-seed profusely. So you can either cut off the seed heads to reduce that, or just let it go nuts because it pulls out really easily in the spring. I've got the sand cherry here. You can kind of tell the shape. It's like comes out like an oval. I'm keeping it tidy after it blooms in the spring. I just like tidy it up, and now I'm not going to touch it until it blooms. And yes, the Japanese beetles eat this guy, and I'll come in and I'll shake it like every morning to try to get them off. I've kind of stopped hand picking them. When they get like a lot, I'll hand pick them and put them in a jar of soapy water to kill them. But yeah, it's kind of like the Japanese beetle season is a bit over. There's still one or two that I'll find, but nothing much. This is Sunseeker Salmon Echinacea. It's got that multi-petal look, so it's so pretty, and this kind of light pink. And the Sweet Kate Spiderwort. My Incredible Hydrangea has gone to green, but it still looks so beautiful and packed. And the rain did like really droop them, but honestly, they bounce right back up compared to all my other panicle hydrangeas. These, I don't know, these bounce back up for, okay, not this one, but they bounce back up like this one. Whereas, so I haven't had to stake it, which is great. Another heuchera, some sedum down there. I've got a boulder blue fescue grass right there. I have some shorter variety of Veronica Speedwell, all kind of dabbled in behind here, but it's obviously not getting enough sun in there. I have Laura Phlox in front of my moon glow juniper. This one is Firestar Phlox, tall phlox. It is so tall. Oh, and behind there, right in front of my leftover delphiniums that I'm so disappointed with, is some echinacea. I thought the echinacea would grow taller than the phlox. Obviously, that should be switched, and maybe it's the wrong color because they kind of clash. I don't know. I was thinking of getting white phlox and maybe adding like a white pop here, but I also thought that the Veronica Speedwell which I have white Veronica Speedwell in there, I thought that would rebloom, and I don't know, maybe I'll wait for next year. It's just 1 year old, so we'll give it some time. Purple Palace heuchera, a lime heuchera that was just recently transplanted, that's why it's looking a little funny. Boulder blue fescue, I don't know, heuchera, and then, ooh, is that one? Yeah, that's still the berry heuchera. Okay, so about my endless summer hydrangea. If you watch my videos, then you'll notice that I made a huge mistake and I uncovered my protection, my winter protection, way too early, and there was frost, and the frost completely killed all of the old wood buds. So I was like, well, that's fine, because even though I won't get any spring or early summer blooms, I will get mid to late blooms, because this is a original endless summer hydrangea, and it blooms on old and new wood. So this is all the new, the new stems that came from the ground, and each one of these should have a bud, and they should have already bloomed. And no, they don't. Just one bud so far. This is going to be, I can tell it's going to be a bud, just because it's different looking than this, which has nothing, and this, nothing. So I have a lot of really great healthy foliage, and I did fertilize in the early spring and late spring with acid loving fertilizer. But yeah, no, not a lot of buds on this guy. So I'm a little disappointed, but I'm thinking, because I cut it back down to the ground, that maybe the new wood, no, it says it's supposed to bud on new wood. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to give it one more year where I bring these canes down and I do not take off the winter protection until I'm supposed to, like May 2-4 long weekend or whatever. And we'll see if it flowers for me, because otherwise I'm gonna put my Pinky Winky here and get this guy out. So you have 1 season left, because I don't want to struggle with that, you know. I have a Pilu clematis back there that's basically done. It says it's a rebloomer, but you probably have to deadhead, and I totally didn't do that this year, so meh. And this is kind of overtaking him anyway, so I don't care. And down here, oh yeah, another lime, or it's a lemon love. I can't tell the difference between lime and lemon love heuchera until they flower, and then in that case I'll remember, because they literally look exactly the same, I find. Here we've got, still going strong, I think this one is called Ete Hardy Violas. I got a little bit of Coreopsis here, which is called Tickseed also. I cut back the daisies, and you can see that there's a new flush coming out, and they'll probably be ready by October. I have butterfly weed here, some delphiniums back there that I've finished, and a peony that I finished that I cut back as well. This part's looking kind of empty because I took out a peony here, and I'm gonna let the Artemisia fill in, and hopefully this guy will get way bigger. Caramel heuchera, Hakanakloa grass. I just planted this Palace purple heuchera, so it's, you know, struggling. This is the second round of bee balm. I think it's called Bee You Believe bee balm, and I don't know. I have 2 pink bee balms, one's tall, one's short. This is the short one, and it does not rebloom very well, but the first flush is amazing. It's like better than the other one, so you know, it is what it is. Oh, of course, the tag, can't read it. Anyways, I think it's Bee You Believe. Some sort of heuchera, some lamian right there that's self-seeded. Leopard, yeah, leopard pulmonaria, which is not doing, it's suffering in the sun or the heat or something, but it'll bounce back later. My miser. Okay, so this never looks good from that side. So this is the smoke bush, royal purple smoke bush. It's getting tall. It's green now because the new growth is always purple, and then it fades to green because it's in partial shade. And so if I wanted it to be purple again, I could probably just do a rejuvenation cut and just cut it right down like 1 foot from the ground, and it will grow back, because it's one of those plants, you know, that you can just cut it right down, which I have, you'll see, I have been doing with some of my other plants. This one I don't mind. It has a lot of room, so I don't mind that it gets big. Some good old black-eyed Susans, Rebecca, another lemon love. Oh, that one's for sure lemon love, because that's the first one I planted. Back there I have one of those creeping euonymus. It's called Emerald Gaiety. It's variegated, and it just like tacks itself up. It is invasive to this land, so I didn't know that when I bought it, and I know I should take it out, but I'm not, so you can judge me. This is Scarlet Bee Balm, Monarda, Admiral White Tall Flux, some more Lamian, Abiqua Drinking Gourd, Iridescent. I love the color, so pretty. This came with the house. I have no idea what it is, but it's going. I'm gonna put Banana Bay here because it's a richer yellow, and it's more contrasting with the Limelight Hydrangea, because these are too similar. Also, yes, my Limelight Hydrangea has an iron deficiency. A lot of my plants have iron deficiency this year because of all the rain we've had. I've tried to amend it, but I don't have chelated iron. I just have regular iron, and I don't think it's working. But despite this, some of the new growth doesn't have it. So it's like, I don't know. Anyways, please don't die on me. Survive. I love you. Okay. Oh, yes. So this echinacea couldn't grow for me last year because it had the rosetta mite problem, and I had to cut them all off. So this year I got a nice, cute little flush. Has bounced back beautifully. Down here is there are three of them. They were like coming out the ground, you know, whenever it heaves out, and so I split them and made three. This is beautiful. It's a proven win or something. Oh, I remember in the other videos. Why aren't I remembering now? But it's silver. Isn't that pretty? Frosted something. Here I have a Jacob's Ladder. Blooms little blue flowers in the spring. And this is a shrub. Slow growing azalea. Hardy to our winter climate. It's the Northern Lights line. And then I have this humongous mandarin trumpet vine. And it's, oh, honeysuckle, sorry, not trumpet vine, honeysuckle. And the leaves like start out like this, and then whenever it flowers, it looks more like eucalyptus. See that? Those are the spent blooms. It only blooms once. It says it's repeat bloomer. No, it bloomed once, and it does not smell. It does not smell. It says it has a scent. No, I put my nose right in it. No smell. Some more spiderwort, some more palmaria, some more berry heuchera, and black-eyed Susans. Oh, and yeah, there's bee balm back there. It's the tall bee balm, but it the rain flattened it. But anyways, there's only like one bloom left anyway. And then here I have the very fast growing willow, dappled willow. I have to trim it like 3 times a year. It doesn't bloom, but it has these white tips in the late spring, early summer. So it looks really, really pretty. And then it just keeps growing and you're like, ah. But it has an awkward shape since I've gotten it. And so I really want it to shape up more like, I'm gonna just do a slow pan, sorry. I want it to be round like this standard. This is my lilac standard. And I want it to be like that, where it's just a nice circle. Sorry, I don't want to make anyone sick going fast. Okay, so back to here. Oh yeah, this is a nice white shot, eh? I'm so pretty. Yeah. It's pretty. Sorry, I'm laughing at this. You'll see why in a second. It's pretty far back because it has like that different texture of wispiness, especially if it's windy. It really flows nicely. I tucked in there my little green arb. And, oh yeah, what you see here, these guys here is columbine. It's self-seeded and it has a little minor bug that goes in there. Along with some more Monarda, the short kind, you believe. Or part of my cerise. See, those are the two Monardas. Be You Believe and part of my cerise is the two pink kinds I have, and one's short, one's tall. And I have some pretty echinacea there in a nice coral colors. So here is my ginger wine 9-bark, and it's way bigger than this yesterday. I trimmed it down because it was overtaking, because it's meant to be like 6x6, if not even taller, like 8x8, right? And I know that it will fill out the space and I'll have to get rid of the flowers, and that's fine, but I want to see how I can manage it by giving it some, you know, shapely pruning. Also, I find in this spot it gets really leggy, and so I wanted to control the legginess from it and keep it more columnar. We'll see. It's one of those shrubs that I believe is very hardy, and you can also cut back a lot, but I'm experimenting. We'll see. So yeah, I cut back a ton at the base here just to give it more air, and because it was coming out like this, like big, long, like looking for the sun, I think, and it was covering up my beautiful Brunnera. And so, you know, if I was gonna tell you guys anything about my mistakes, is again not making the beds deep enough. They just need to be deeper. Oh god, it's raining. So this is my Firelight Hydrangea. And again, I didn't prune it properly because I thought I wanted it to be taller faster, but now the rain has caused them all to fall over. So they are all staked. They are like, we are on tall, skinny stems. See that tall, skinny stem? Yeah, that can't support its weight. So I'm gonna bring it way down so that it's like 3 buds, 3 nodes, and then cut. 3 nodes and then cut on every stem to train it to be more sturdy. Look how giant this Japanese painted fern is. I love it. Sakura, some columbine, some, oh God, it's not first frost. No, it's not Jack Frost. Autumn frost. It's autumn frost heuchera. No, autumn frost hosta. And they're flowering right now, and they're weird purple flowers that don't actually look great with the color scheme, but whatever. I love this heuchera. It's in full shade, so it never like gets that light orangey color. It stays true red. Aconocloa, 2 different varieties of astilbe. This one flowered beautifully, and then this one has yet to flower, but I think this might, this is only its 2nd summer, so this might be the bloom stalk. I'm not sure. A mountain boxwood that hopefully will grow tall, but man, is it slow growing. I want it to be like boop, boop. My birds. Some more Jack Frost. Some more Rudbeckia. Oh, I should show the side. That tall pink phlox right there is, it's like kapow. It's called kapow. Kapow. And then some more of the same heuchera that I split and put here. Oh, I tucked in a little bit of Nepeta, cat's pajamas, some silver mound, more of that berry heuchera, Monarda, whichever variety is the taller one. I have put into tree form my serviceberry rainbow pillar. This is the original mama of the pulmonaria, which is called Pretty in Pink. Here, this tall, commoner one, which is supposed to be that way, which is what I'm training my 9 barks to be. But this one actually grows in that, it has that growth habit, I should say. And so it's a laced up elderberry, and it flowered really pretty, light pink, flat disc flowers. I have some heuchera all tucked back there and probably have 1 more year with it, and then it's done, but that's okay because everything's probably going to fill out. Or I'm going to put some tall phlox. Which tall phlox? That tall phlox. This tall phlox is hiding that tree, and I'd sooner have it like behind the trees, poking out of this like light little airy colors of white. It's actually white and blue. I think it's called just sky blue, or I forget, ice blue, I don't know. Anyways, yeah. Here I got some echinacea that I think self-seeded, or I put like 1 tiny piece that broke off or something right there, and it worked because the salvia gets cut back, so then there's nothing there. And I planted that from autumn frost. And then here is the tiny star juniper in front of the large arborvitae. It's called golden ribbon, yellow ribbon. Oh, I love this orange echinacea. It's doing so well for me. It's just like really big and loving its life right there. So pretty. Some heuchera, some Prima Angelina, another Jack Frost. Remember, my Jack Frost, they all came from one. So I have 4 Jack Frosts, all from the same plant that I bought. That was only like, $20. Here I have a little angel 9 bark. It got a little bit of powdery mildew, but it's contained. It's not spreading. I got a brand new clematis that I haven't seen flower yet because I got it on sale. Back here, under the getting too big tiger eye sumac. Okay, I took down the tiger eye sumac, and then I actually pruned it like that. I was like, you're getting too big and too heavy. So anywhere that I thought was too much for it, I would prune back. It was mostly because it was all reaching the same side. I was sure it was reaching for the fence, because at least then it could fall towards the fence. So I have a little strap here that I move from time to time because I don't want it to damage the wood. But hey, if something happens to this, honestly, it spreads a lot, and I do love it here, but also not really, because it's the same color as that. And it's like, originally I wanted a Japanese maple here, a red bloodgood or lace leaf Japanese maple that's red, so that it can contrast with the dogwood and with this yellow arb. It's supposed to be big and red and tall, because this is chunky and wide, and this is thick here but then pointed. So I wanted this to be like this lace leaf but in red. And I originally had it here, but it grew too big, clearly, for this spot, because, you know, there's only so many standards you can have in one spot. And so I shoved it there because the Japanese maple died. And now I'm like, oh, there's so much chartreuse here. So that's why I put the 9 bark. And I'm sure that little angel 9 bark will get big enough, but it's still like so much chartreuse, because this guy will get huge too, right? So I'm like, should I just get rid of this? Should I just get rid of you? I really love that leaf structure. It's very tropical looking, but it does sucker all the way out to like 10 feet away in the grass, but you just like pick them or cut them off. I don't know if it's going to get bigger than this next year, but if it does and I can't contain it, I don't love it. It's also hiding the roses a little bit now. There's the roses back there. I mean, I know that it's not blooming now, but when it does bloom, you know. And oh, did I say, okay, some lilies, some irises, some Carl, Sedum, Boulderboo fescue. I don't even know what this is, but it does not have the same leaf and growth habit as the lemon love and lime heuchera, because the leaves are so much smaller. Like, they're just dainty little leaves. I don't know what this is, but he's cute. And I've got like some other sedums and stuff growing back there, and some lamian. And I shoved I had a spare penstemon, and I shoved it like right there. It's being overtaken by the lamian at the moment, but we'll see what happens. And I did have right here that grows like this tall, supposed to, is the white Shasta Daisy May, but it got, I don't know, eaten by slugs or bugs or something, and so it never bloomed and never got big, and then just died off. Like, there's nothing growing down there now, so I have to replace it. I think I'm gonna go with white echinacea here, or I don't know, something, we'll see. Okay, this way. Oh yeah, so at my patio I have the Pinky Winky, which is on standby in case I have to replace the endless summer hydrangea or anything else. I have this Pinky Winky. It's in a pot. It will survive the winter because the pot's big enough, and it's cold hardy to like 3. Anyways, it's doing great. You know what I noticed? It's a magnet of flies though. Yeah, a lot of flies. Why do the flies love it? I don't know. But if I shake it, there's just like flies everywhere. So don't love that next to like where I'm seated. So it really is a temporary thing. I do like that it kind of hides the AC unit and stuff, but I could get something else there to do that. On the both sides, notice the difference. What is up? So my cute little shed has on either side of it, the vine is called, it was a black-eyed Susan vine. I don't know the technical term, but that's what it's called. It's black-eyed Susan vine. And on this one, it's like struggling. I had to take out some diseased vines, and I did that yesterday, so I trimmed it all up and took out some diseased vines. And I also trimmed up all of the petunias and whatever this white trailing flower is. It's an annual. It's just all annuals. This side, well, here, there, you can see the little mini vista. No, they're not vistas. They're just mini petunias. And this one's just doing a lot better. Like, that's what it's supposed to look like. This gets more shade. This one gets more shade. This one gets more sun, but like not by much. Like, this is what's shading it in the morning, and this gets the full morning sun. So I don't know. It's weird. And yeah, and then I love this hose link, or you can get the gardenia one if you're in Canada. This one I got in the States because it was most recommended. It's only 50 feet. They don't have 100 feet options. So if you're in Canada and have a bigger lot than me, I would recommend gardenia, because my parents got gardenia and they love it, and it's easier to pull out like than this one apparently. But I love it. I love the on-off switches of hose length better than gardenia. So there's an off on here, so you can switch the adapter. The adapter is a twist lock, and so it's just really, really easy to use. It comes with like this extender here where you can just put it right into your water tap. But my water tap's all the way in the front. I don't know why there isn't one back here. So I have it attached to another, you know, whatever, 12-foot one that goes. Okay. Turning right around. The little island here, this little kidney island, or it's not kidney shape. I don't know what shape it is, but it is doing great. I have trimmed it so much because, as you know, I sit on my patio, and I know that you're supposed to make rooms, but sometimes I just want to sit here and look at everything and see everything except for, you know, the towel. But I want to be able to see, and this 9-bark, it's also a ginger wine 9-bark, was like, I was like, uh-oh. And I know, why are you getting shrubs that, you know, why are you planting them in places that aren't appropriate for this size, the growth habit? Because I must, because I have a small yard and I want what I want, okay? So this is what I want. I know that there's the little angel one here, and that would have been appropriate had I known about it, but I didn't. So I got the large one. So I cut it right back down yesterday. That's why it looks like junk, because obviously the lower leaves are more green instead of reddy orange, because normally it's a beautiful color, right? So I cut it down now because I'm like hoping it'll still bloom. Like maybe it'll make some new foliage and then still bloom in the spring, because the blooms are cute. They're cute little white things. And if not, oh well, whatever. I really did buy it for the foliage. It's still like not low enough, like, because really I only want it to be like boop. Why can't things just be 3-foot round? Why? So options, if this is a problem, and I know I shouldn't get a Japanese maple, because let's face it, like, I don't know, I have one already died on me. I got my money back though from Richie's, so that's nice, but because it was in the same season year. And so what I could do is put this 9-bark here, take the little angel 9-bark and put it there, and it would make more sense. It would actually make more sense to do that. Then I would have like a big red shrub here and a little red shrub here. So we'll see. But that means I lose this guy completely. Like, I have nowhere to put him. There's nowhere that he's appropriate unless I get rid of my very disappointing service berry. It's always disappointed me. It doesn't berry enough. It never flowers enough. And it's starting to get leggy. See the legginess of it? It's like it's trying to turn itself into a tree or something. I'm like, why aren't there any leaves growing there? It's a shrub. So if there's a lot of moving options, if I'm really disappointed by the service berry, then I would take this guy, put it there, which is still the same problem I had earlier of putting two chartreuse things too close together, but whatever. And then taking the 9-bark, putting it there, and take the little 9-bark and put it there. I don't know. You know what's doing great, and I don't have to move it, and I'll never move it. I don't care how big it is. This guy. What an amazing blue spruce globe. Love you. Love you. With backing on to it is finally my Japanese grass, blood grass, is doing great. I'm so happy it survived, because it is zone 5, which is kind of like acts like a 6 here. So it could have died off. Some echinacea. I moved this Russian sage. That's why it's like on pause right now. It's not really blooming properly. It's just reestablishing its roots. And honestly, if I was a good gardener, I would chop off the blooms so it could just focus on its root growth, but I don't care. It's fine. I'll love it next year whenever it's doing its proper thing. I will have to trim back this creeping phlox because it's got massive but it's an underplanting. Because remember, this guy gets really big. So it comes up over that area. Then I've got some penstemon here, and I love the leaf. It stays a nice little purpley, dark purple. I've got the leftovers leaf structure of, and these like tall skinny things, of the, what's this called? Pinks, oh my goodness gracious. It's a type of carnation. I said it, dianthus. There, dianthus. And then I have the spent blooms from this dragon's blood sedum, but I'm gonna cut them off at some point. I just haven't done it yet. I gave this guy a little haircut, but he still has long spikes. This is another euonymus that's completely invasive, but I like the yellow in the spots, you know, yellow, blue, red, green. Yeah, it's working. Some more of the creeping phlox. Oh, and I really cut back this guy. Okay, this is Velvetini royal purple smoke bush. Okay, Velvetini meaning it's a dwarf variety, so it's supposed to get a tiny. And again, I was like looking for that whole 3x3 thing. Well, it wasn't. It got big. It got like 4 feet up here, and it was blocking my view there. So I just like just cut it. I cut it down, and I'm gonna keep it so it's really small because I try to keep my view. And oh, look at the two-tone here. Look at that. That's pretty. That's so pretty. Yeah. Some Cat's Pajamas Nepeta, more butterfly weed. Oh yeah, so this is whenever the Atlantis sedum starts to, oh, squirrels. The Atlantis sedum starts to get leggy and looks really bad by the end of the month. But I put this on top of it to distract. No, I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's more Shasta Daisy. I moved there and it's actually coming back, so it didn't die. Yay. And a Heuchera. And this has got a blue tone leaf. It's called Firecracker Sedum. A blue tone. And then it'll flower like pink, but it's split because I didn't Chelsea chop this year. I let it split too because this was overtaking it anyways. So when I chopped this down, I was like, oh, big split. Now I could just gather it up with twine and like bring it up, but honestly, I'm gonna see what it looks like flattened. I do like the leaf, the blue. Coco! He's gone. It's like never ending fight. Him and this was still a work in progress because again, the Shasta Daisy situation for me this year didn't work out very well, but that's okay. Let me just back up. Okay, the pool. Okay, so there's that. And I'll go this way. Don't look at the chair. I'm just the rain. I'm drying it. Yeah. The yellow really pops, eh, of those. That like warm yellow. I'm so disappointed. I mean, it's like, it's a pretty shrub. It's got nice deep green leaves, or not deep green, but you know. Coco! Sorry about the dog. Okay, I think that's it. Oh yeah, this will probably come out tomorrow. This little guy right here. Aw. Okay. So, one more pan. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I changed out my window box. It's black now. Still the same coleus. How do I get close to zoom in? There. I've got new nails and I don't know how to use them yet. It's hard to pan, zoom, I mean. I thought this would gray up. It hasn't yet, but maybe next year. All right. That's good.
So yeah, that's basically it. I'm really happy with how everything turned out, and I'm probably not gonna make it too many changes in the future, and you know, unless things overgrow, because I only have limited space. I mean, I could definitely deepen the beds, but not so much width wise without taking stuff out, which is, I always knew that I put in too many perennials for the shrubs that I wanted, like in front and on in between each shrub. It's like those are gonna have to get pulled out and given away, or deepen the beds and put them in front of the shrubs more. I don't know, but all I know is that I'm very happy with like instant gratification on the third year. Everything looks really good this year. It's probably why I haven't been doing a lot of videos. I'm like, okay, I just want to do tour ones so that I can go back and look and like where was what placed and how was it doing at that time, because I forget from year to year. Anyway, so if you're along this journey, then that's awesome. Thank you. But yeah. Oh yeah, and I'm zone 5A now in Ottawa, I believe, which is like a zone 4 in the US. Okay, so yeah, I hope you enjoy your day in the garden, and me and Coco will see you the next time. Cheerio!